Hello, hello, welcome back to Curry Kitchen, you guys. It's Monday, you know what time it is. It is time for our virtual cooking. So I hope you guys had a beautiful weekend. We sure did. How is everybody doing? Please let us know how the sound sounds to you guys. Are we good? A thumbs up would be nice. Yes. So if you're watching this channel for the first time, welcome to Curry Kitchen. My name is Sumi. I introduce varieties of Kerala cuisines to you guys, and today we are going to be showcasing a dessert, a specific dessert, but it's an all-time favorite for all Keralites. So in case if you haven't tried this dessert before, please do try it. It's easily available at any Indian restaurants. So it's either known as Payasam or Kheer. It's a very common dessert all throughout India. Doesn't matter, north, east, south, west, we all enjoy this. And there's multiple varieties of this dessert out there. So I'm going to be showing you a dessert with jackfruit. So how many of you have seen or know what a jackfruit is? With the title, I'm sure that I give you a clue. It is the biggest fruit that grows on a tree. It is so big, it is so heavy, usually around 15 pounds to 20 pounds is a minimum average, and it looks like this green beast, but it isn't. It is so full of flavor. It smells amazing. I mean, yeah, once you cut this open, this whole house will be smelling like jackfruit. Of course, if you don't like that smell, I don't know. Let's figure something out there. So I do have a video in my channel where I show you how to cut open a jackfruit, how to get its meat out, how to get the seeds out. By the way, did you know that all part of this fruit is actually edible? We make curries out of this, we make desserts out of it, we make breakfast items out of this. There's a lot of dishes that we can make with jackfruit. So how do you tell if your jackfruit is ripe? Well, that is very easy. One thing, has a lot of pokey needles, right? And when you feel this area, when that pokey stuff is all kind of smooth, that's also an identification that it is ripe inside. And the other idea is to see that hollow, thick sound that's also one way to let us know that this is ripened. So right now I got this from Costco. It's easily available at many Asian market, so all across the US. This particular jackfruit is actually from Mexico. Now jackfruit is actually very, very common in Asia, but with the modern life and technologies all out there, we are able to get it somewhat all the time, all throughout the time, either in a canned form or a puree form, frozen, many ways. Okay, so the seeds is very good to make curries out of. You can dry them, powder them, and add it in your smoothies, in your breakfast items. There's so many things that we can do. So don't hesitate to buy one of these babies and try them out. Okay, so this is the hero for this evening. Now if you have seen us before, you would see I would always dress up in sari, the traditional Indian attire. But today I come to you, I am in the traditional Kerala attire, which is called sette sari, which means this is a two-piece. There is a reason why I dressed up today, and that is because we're getting ready to celebrate Vishu. Now what is Vishu? Vishu is a festival. It's a New Year's, like we have Chinese New Year, we have the regular New Year. This is the New Year for planting seeds, harvesting your winter crops. There's a Hindu story behind it where the Lord Krishna and other gods were fighting, and Ravana, I believe, with the 10 heads or something. When they were fighting, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. That day forward, we started celebrating Vishu. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. System check. Okay, thank you so much, you guys. Okay, so when we have such celebrations, we actually prepare ourselves. So mainly we use vegetables. If you have fruits available, you can do that, but usually it's with jackfruit. This is the time for jackfruit in India, so it's very easily available. So this is one of the things that we can actually put in front of your god or whomever you worship, because there's a lot of gods out there, in Hindu religion, even in everybody's beliefs are different. I don't want to go into the Hindu religion itself, but the whole thing about Vishu is about a new year. So it's about festivities. It's about you're starting the day right or the year right. So you want to see a bright yellow, gold, rich. That means, wishing you the best, wishing you the healthiest, wishing you the best of future, prosperous future. So we set up the night before New Year's, on the night New Year's Eve, we prepare a platter like so. If my camera crew can just focus right in here, it's pretty heavy. I prepared it just for you guys. I got lots of vegetables that is common here. So I used bell peppers, I used Indian cucumbers, there's drumsticks. These are drumsticks. There's apples, avocados, grapes, there's oranges, we have pineapple, banana. Whatever you guys want to show, we can and put it all together along with a mirror. Now, the first thing you come out as you wake up, you want to see the Lord or the God that you worship, and then you want to see yourself, because who else is best to see? You need to see yourself, right? So once you look at the mirror, there's the reflection is in there. So, and then there is the gold to give the richness. We dress in yellow, so that's why I chose this color theme today. And what else would you like to know? Yes. So this is what we actually put in front of, because everybody worships somebody as a god. So we actually keep this in front of our prayer room, and this is every morning when not every morning, the New Year's Day, we wake them up, all our family members, and close their eyes. We bring them in front of the God to show, let's start the year fresh. So after that, they see all these richness and stuff. That's how we celebrate Vishu. And then of course we give dollar money, Indian rupee. If you were in India, they would give Indian rupees. Any denomination, not a problem. Coins. There's lots of festivities, desserts, sadhya. Sadhya is a main thing. I mean, light but main feature of the day. So that's if we get Thanksgiving dinner for Thanksgiving, that's some highlight, right? So Vishu meal, the sadhya itself is a highlight for that day, and we end that day with a sweet dessert. So I thought of making jackfruit payasam for you guys. So that's what we're going to be making. Emmy, hi. Yes, it is a very cool tradition we all follow. So there's a lot of things that I showcase through this channel. So in case if you guys are interested in, especially the land of coconuts, which is called Kerala, I share all these informations with you. I personally was brought up here, so therefore I am learning all this with the help of Google and our friends, family back in India. So I personally haven't got a chance to get exposed to the Indian traditional Vishu, because we are always out abroad. So in India it's a big thing. In Kerala especially, it's a big thing. We have fireworks going on, we have gifts exchanges, there's a lot of things that we do, especially for Vishu. This is the time we actually, agriculture wise, we prepare our land and start sowing our seeds. So it's the perfect time to plant your seeds and harvest towards mid of somewhere in September, October, which gives us about 4 to 5 months for the good harvest. In August or September is when Onam comes, okay? During that time also there's a big feast. Now that is fully vegetarian. I mean, for Vishu also it's a vegetarian meal. But the highlight for Onam is you have so many varieties of curries on your banana leaf. We eat out of a banana leaf with the fingers, okay? There's no spoons. You could, though it's kind of tricky. You you always wonder what a jackfruit looks like. Yes, so this is jackfruit. like I mentioned, it is pretty heavy. Now, when you cut this, there's a sap that comes out. It's kind of easy to clean up. I do talk about all of this in my video, and I will have a link here coming out soon. So it is very, very appetizing. You could eat it raw, you could steam it, you could make lots of desserts, you could stuff it with dates, nuts, and have it like, you know, energy snacks. Those are all possibilities with jackfruit. So this is one, the green one, not this green one, but the small baby jackfruit, we use that for curries. There's a stir fry, very common, very tasty. There's a lot of nutrition benefits to that. We use the seed, that is also very, very, very full of flavor. Excuse me. So as you can see, this is a live show, there's no doubt about that. So something just went in there. Okay, but that's all the benefits that I can share with you guys about jackfruit. This was about $15 that I spent, not per pound. For the whole thing, it was $15. Now I have bought a jackfruit that was close to 30 pounds. It was ginormous. I mean, more smoothie, if you ever never had that before. There's multiple options, and I'll show you one of these every so often. So if you like these kind of stuff, please start following us in our American Kitchen Amazon, and you guys will be notified when the next video come out. Now I do this every Mondays at 5 p.m. I hope this is a convenient time for you guys, or if you have any suggestions, please feel free to jot them down in the comments. Now that's also another way to engage with us in a conversation. I do monitor that, I do respond to your messages, so it is very, very, I have seen the portions of jackfruit. Yes, at grocery stores it's very easily, they have sections out, quarter pound, half pound, 1 pound. There are portions like that, like just like Arthur said, but when you buy it like a whole, it is fun. Seriously, it is fun to sit with your kids. If you have especially kids, it is so much fun, because as you cut, there's a big sap that comes out. It's very sticky. To prevent from sticking to your hands, just put some oil, any oil, coconut oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, any oil, doesn't matter. Any flavorless oil would do, because then you're going in with your hands to get all the meat out. You're separating the seeds from the meat, and then you're storing it whichever way you want. The funny fact is that you can't stop eating them, and it is very good for you, very good health factors when you have consumed them raw. So try them in case you are interested, and then we'll go from there. So that is this baby. Usually we put a jackfruit in there. That's why that huge golden pot is there to stuff all your veggies. You make a big dessert in that, and it turns the dish so good. So that is it's an what kind of metal is that? I have some
Bronze.
Bronze. It's a bronze metal, so it has health benefits to it. It is a heavy pot, so you do need a big burner to cook this, but I'm going to show you a small portion of it, so don't worry, I got you covered. I'm going to keep this to the side, and we're going to talk more about Vishu in a few minutes here. Okay. All right, so questions so far? Any questions so far? I hope you guys are having fun. What I did with jackfruit here is I put them into a blender, just the meat itself. I took 5 cups of it and pureed it. This is what it looks like. It's bright yellow. Bright yellow flesh. There's a white seed in there. There's a covering for that, keeping it from drying out. But if it is a nice hot day, you can leave it out in the sun, or use a dehydrator to dehydrate your seeds and then powder them. I have showed you a recipe of how to make oats putta, right? The steam cake. Instead of oats, you could use the seeds powder along with some rice flour to make a very healthy, calorie dense meal. So that is another thing. There's a lot of you feel very like, you know, your appetite is just you'll be satisfied for that, and it is a very meal on its own. So let's take a look at how this dessert is going to be made. This is 5 cups of fresh jackfruit flesh that I got, the meat, and I pureed it in a blender. Okay, that's that. And we need jaggery. If you don't have jaggery, you could use brown sugar or regular sugar, would do the trick. But brown jaggery actually have a distinctive flavor that adds to this dish. So what I'm going to do, the measurements that I follow, I don't like too much sweet. I just like the medium balance of where I want to enjoy the flavor of jackfruit, along with just, you know, giving me a hint of sweetness from the jaggery. I don't want to overpower the jackfruit, so I just use just barely minimal. So how many cups of jackfruit you take, that's you take 1 of each. So each cup, you need 1 of these. All right, so for that it is a stock pot, a saucepan, whichever one you have on hand, with about 1 cup of water, and into that we're going to add about a few blocks of this jaggery, and we're going to let this melt in our back burner. There's nothing else to do. Okay, so there's 5 of them. Just going to add 1 more just in case if we need to add a little bit more jaggery in our dish, we need that. So I'm going to start that here. Alright, let that baby go. The next thing, we could make this in a 1-pot dish or multiple stages. So another thing that I like to do is, if you're health conscious and you don't like dairy products, use a vegan butter or vegan clarified butter, which is ghee, to make this dessert, right? And what we are going to do is heat our pan really nice and screaming hot. Use a vegan butter or oil, coconut oil, whichever one that you want, but clarified ghee is the most flavorful and very full of flavor that used in this dessert. But for many reasons, we're just using butter. Okay, and that's about 1 tablespoon of butter that I got. We need more. It all depends on how you like to garnish your dessert. So for garnishment, I have sliced small slices of coconut, fresh coconut here. We have golden raisins. We got cashews. Now cashews, you could buy the pre-roasted one, or you could roast them at home. When you buy the unsalted, unroasted cashews, you can manage everything on your terms so that you can control how much of a salt you want to consume in your dessert. Jaggery is not always sold in this shape. There are multiple ones. There's a big ball one that you could use. There is an easy way. Just use your mortar and pestle thing to smash it down. Or if you melt it, that's also another way to shave some and melt it as you need it. So here, our butter is just ready to go. Into that, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of coconut. Now that is, like I mentioned, we are from the land of coconuts. So, like I mentioned, we use coconut in anything and everything. It is very easy to handle jaggery. So try it out. The flavor, it does need some cleansing. So after you boil it, let it boil for a couple minutes. You'll see all the impurities come to the top. You can just use a sieve to strain it through, and then you'll get the best stuff. So as the colors are changing here in our coconut, we are going to go in with our cashews. Now this is totally up to you, how much ever you want. You could add 1/4 cup or 1/2 cup of cashews. Now we are having this. Cashews is good for calcium, so you know what? We are just going to go directly in there. Just adding about 1/2 cup here right now. And by the way, I will have this recipe on your screen very soon. Okay? Into this, that last bit of butter that is there, we're going to toast our raisins. Now you could use the brown raisins that are commonly available, or this golden one. Okay? You can see that raisins coming up, and our dish, the garnish is ready. Okay, that butter that is left in this, we're going to use that to saute our jackfruit. Now that is the reason why I added the butter and this garnishment in the beginning. Okay, I have nice golden color on our cashews and raisins. I will move this around so that you guys can see the color. It will change color fast, you guys, so keep an eye on it. Stand next to it. Don't go for a call and picking up a call, looking after your kids, rocking the dog, nothing like that. You have to stay put here, okay? It's very easy to do, but very, this is not a must a step, but it adds flavor to your dish. So remaining or just a small teaspoon of butter is still there. Now as you clarify this, that becomes ghee. Okay, so if you like to add ghee, go for it. We're going to add 1 more tablespoons of butter into our pan here. Okay, with the heat, I just turned off my stove because I don't want to burn my butter. We're going to keep this baby to the side. So we got our garnish ready. Now I got coconut milk ready too. So let's pour this in and then I'll talk to you about that so you guys don't get confused, because it is a process to get coconut milk. So into this we're going to pour all our puree. Get all of it out. Now when I pureed it, I did not add any water. It's just the juice from that jackfruit that I used with, to puree this. Now let's saute this very well. Oh, it smells amazing. Oh my gosh. Very good. Very good. Okay? There's a moisture in there, so we are going to cook it down, bring it down, and not into a full concentrate, but we are going to check it all down. I am watching you guys' comments coming through. And by the way, I do have all of this listed in our store. If you are interested to buy any of this and you don't know where to look for it, I got you covered. Please do check out our carousel at the bottom of the screen. And you are more than welcome to check out all the ingredients that I have used in this recipe, along with others as well. So we have been doing this for about a month and a half now. So there is about 8 episodes that I've done. All of that tools that I used in that cooking video is also in our store. So feel free to check it out and see if you like any of them. Because I use traditional ones, it's hard to pronounce or to find certain ingredients. I did list them all out so it's easier for you guys to find all these ingredients. Okay, so as you can see, our jaggery is boiling, like rolling boil. So let that boil for a few minutes so that you get all those impurities to come to the top and we can save it down. Now this is the other thing. Because there's moisture in that jackfruit, it's going to bubble up and it's going to splatter all over. So keep your stove on a medium flame and let's cook this down. Stirring in between every so often. Okay, so questions so far? Anybody? Now we have some few followers who has been watching us from the beginning. Thank you guys so much for tuning in every Mondays. I really appreciate it. Your encouragement is my boost to come in front of you and talk to you, show you varieties, and your suggestions are very well valued. So I did show how to make coconut rice. That was one requested video from our viewer. And what else did we do? We have shown chapati. That's a very common thing in India. So if you like to see how to make your chapati, fried rice, using an air fryer, how to make a gobi Manchurian, oh, that was healthy and very demanding. It's one of the easiest recipes ever. So keep an eye on that too. Just keep, an attention there. As you bring this down, we are going to use coconut milk. Now let's talk about coconut milk, you guys. Okay, stirring does help with that bubble, so don't worry. Thank you. This is a very traditional sari, so it is called settimunda. It is not that one long piece sari, it is two piece. That is also listed there. You guys were asking about where do I get my kind of clothes and stuff. There is stitched blouses that are easily available, so you could look into that if you also like to wear sari or the bindi, potte, or the earrings or the jewelries. All are listed there. So whatever you see here, it's all in that store, right? Thank you, Jill, for that. I really appreciate it.
Arthur was asking if jaggery always comes.
Yeah, we did talk about that. So jaggery, there are multiple colors also. So it comes in a light brown jaggery or dark brown jaggery or even a big ball. And why we keep the ball is easy to shave off if you don't use a lot of it. This is like very easy to just use as desired. So if you want to make unniyappam, you need the jaggery. That one a very minimal quantity. So this is why we use that. The big bowl lasts for a long time, but it is hard to shave off that jaggery. So I like this one better. Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to talk about coconut milk here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to use the comment box. I will be looking into that. Now, coconut milk. Camera person, my camera crew, you're gonna have a close-up here. So if you can take a look at this coconut milk, this is the third extract. So once you have the coconut meat, the grated coconut, use the cheesecloth to extract the milk out. That's what this looks like because it's so thick. See how thick it is? I wanted to show you guys that. That's why I use clear glasses so you guys, volume of sound just went down. Uh-oh. What happened?
Yeah, just fixed it.
Oh, that is fixed. Can we get a thumbs up or a thumbs down if the volume is, if it is fixed? How's the audio doing so far? Thank you. Very good. Very good. Very good. Fixed. Thank you. Very good. Arthur, I really appreciate your help, man. This is big time. Okay, very good. So let's talk. I am going to be stirring here every so often. So this is the first extract of that coconut milk. You see how thick it is. I mean, really thick. See, you can't see, but whereas if you look into this third extract, it is very loose. So it's like almost like milk, but not quite. Okay, it does have flavor to it. So Jill, thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. So this is the third extract, this is the second. So after you use the grated coconut to squeeze out the milk, put some more water in there, use the blender to blend it once more, and then squeeze again. That's what you get this, right? We need about, it depends on how thick or how much payasam you're making. Payasam is what this dessert is called. Payasam. I am going to show the recipe on the screen here, so just in case if you like to take a screenshot or just cook along or for future references, to do that, I will have my camera group is giving me a thumbs up that it is showing on our screen. Okay. How are you doing?
Good, very good.
Okay, so the flame, you guys, it's on very low. Question about the flower that I'm using. This is called jasmine. It is very commonly used to decorate yourself, especially for brides in India. Doesn't matter which religion it is, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, whatever religion you are, everybody loves jasmine. So we get jasmine garlands, we can order it online through local vendors. So that I did not list in my store, so I'm just being upfront with you. If you were looking for jasmine, no, I do not have that. This is Arabian jasmine that we get. Make a garland of this and make it, and we can decorate it however way you want. So you guys, our jaggery is done, and I just turned off the stove there. So keep stirring here. Okay, it is going to come down. You can see how thick that bulk. This is the pulp. Okay, if you do this in advance, you can make this dessert in no time, and you can store this in an airtight container and keep it in your freezer. It will last a long time. Now traditionally, ladies or parents who have kids going to college, they actually make this into a very thick consistency, and it is like a snack. Very flavorful. You can season this with some cardamom powder, cumin powder. Now last week I did talk about varieties of cumin. Now if you haven't seen that, please do go back and check that video out. There is cumin, there is shajita, there is the fennel. They're all in the family of cumin, but they have distinctive flavor and color texture to each dish. So we are going to be making this dessert with must-have herb plants to grow in the garden besides fresh coriander. Absolutely. Curry leaf plant is one of them in our garden, in our home garden, inside garden, which is one of the rooms that we actually have the grow light on, because it would not survive the winter. So we have curry leaf plant, we have basil, varieties of basil, tulsi, the Ramakrishna Krishna tulsi, all those are, and sweet basil, those are very flavorful to any dish, especially Thai cuisines or any curries that you make with coconut milk. The basil goes so well. So if you are a Thai food lover, you would understand what I'm saying, right? And another thing that we use is what is that we use? Coriander, like you mentioned, coriander leaves, curry leaves, parsley, sage, thyme. Those are not common to India, but the curry leaf, tulsi, basil, and coriander leaves are the most frequently used herbs that we use in Kerala. I hope I answered that question to you, Arthur. Okay, it does get to you, and it is really hot, so just keep a distance so you don't get burned. Okay. Yes. Hey, thanks for all those love, you guys. Thank you. I do appreciate it. So next Monday, we will be showcasing a different cuisine. So stay tuned for that update. Now Vishu is actually this year. It always changes time to time. It's either on April 14th or on April 15th. They look at the horoscopes and astrological information to fix the date. So therefore, this year the Vishu is going to be on April 14th. We have very fond memories of our childhood. Celebrating Vishu with being abroad, so that's what it's always fun, because as kids we always look for ways to get money. So for Vishu, Onam is when we get the best gifts. Okay, into this, you guys, we're gonna turn off the flame here, right, and let that just I don't want to splash all over me. So what we're going to do here is use our jaggery. Now let's take a look at our jaggery. See how, can you guys see? How are we doing? This jaggery, even though we had this color, it is so dark, right? So that is that 1 cup to 1.5 cups of water. We just boiled it, brought it down, and now we're going to pour this into our pulp, the jackfruit pulp. Nice thick consistency. Now you could add all or just a little bit, keep a little to the side and sieve it through so you can see all the impurities that you can pick up, because they use a mold to shape our jaggery. Okay, a little bit of techniques here how to make jaggery. Now the one I am using is actually palm sugar. So there's varieties out there, cane sugar, palm sugar out there, but I personally like palm sugar, especially for desserts. Okay, I usually use jaggery for desserts and snacks. We use the flattened rice and jaggery in freshly grated coconut, and along with some cumin, cardamom, and this similar recipes, and make a evening snack, a tea time snack that is very common. I can show that if you guys, any of you are interested in that recipe, right? This is the traditional way of making payasam. You guys please do try it. This payasam will not be available at an Indian restaurant, but you know what, it is so easy to make, so I hope you guys will try it out. Okay, see how we just changed the color of our jackfruit? If you can take a look, my camera crew, hello, can we have a view, top view of our dessert here? The color difference of, I just mixed all of this side of our jackfruit along with the jaggery, but this is yet to be mixed well, incorporated. So that's the color change that I just wanted to show. It's not overly sweet, but it does have some sweetness to it. The jackfruit itself is sweet, you guys, so therefore it doesn't need a lot of sweetness to it. Okay, I like to keep it very minimal. Now I did not pour all of that in. There is I just reserved some for later time, in case if you taste it and see, you know, you want to add more, or if it becomes very thick, you can dilute it down using that jaggery. Very good. Okay, now let's turn our stove back on. On very medium to low flame, you guys. We don't want to splatter this all around, make a huge mess for ourselves to clean up. That won't be any fun, right? Now we're going to cook this, bring this down a little bit more, so that sugar, the cane sugar or the palm sugar, absorbs into our jackfruit. Okay. Wow. See how thick the bubbles are coming? You can see how thick it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be rich. Now, the only butter that I use is 2 tablespoons, you guys. So this is a healthy recipe, and you could stick with vegan butter. You could use coconut oil for that matter. If you don't like butter, if you want to stay plant-based, you could definitely use coconut oil. I wouldn't go for vegetable oil or canola oil, avocado oil, or even olive oil. It won't be tasting so good. Okay, very low flame. As you can see, it is becoming very thick. See, as the bubbles are more frequent now, this is the time to add in our third extract of milk, coconut milk. So see how light, and just very light milk. Okay, now you could make this at home, or you could use store-bought can. Very easy. I do have that already listed in the store if you are interested. I use the specific brand here for this or any dessert items that I like to make. Okay, let's incorporate our coconut milk along with our third extract of coconut milk, and incorporate that very well into our dessert here, the chakka payasam or kheer. Commonly you will see semia, vermicelli payasam, kheer, or you will see, what else would you see? Yes, my crew here are saying, turn on the smell notifications for all those beautiful aroma. It is absolutely divine aroma from this jackfruit. It smells so amazing. Oh wow. Okay. Alright, you guys. Any questions so far? How am I doing? Any thumbs up?
Yeah.
Thumbs down?
Okay.
Cheer up. Okay. I am cheered up. Okay. So, here, as you can see, it is becoming very thick. It's hard for me to, it's getting that thick. You can't see that milk, that, what is that light fluffy pulp. It actually is very thick. So if you can see the back of my ladle, it is just coating it very well. Alright, Now when you blend it, you can leave some pieces in there, some of the meat for you to bite on. That is also a great texture. I hope the crew gets to fit. Yes, this is all for them. Absolutely, Arthur. They are well made. They are very high, not high maintenance, but they are very good critics. So I do have a crew. My kids and my husband is my crew here, so they do help me out. This is going to be our dessert tonight. So next time when you're in the mood for something sweet, I hope you'll try this. You could use frozen pulp, jackfruit pulp to make this. Now you guys, you don't have to use jackfruit. You could use pineapple. You could use mangoes. You could use any fruit that you like, and make it into this. You could even use vegetables to make payasam. So if you are cautious about that, please, there are options out there. So I'm just going to pour the rest of the third press of coconut milk into our dessert. So that was a cup and a half, or close to cup and a half of coconut milk that I had prepared. See the color change? Now we're just reducing it down, adding the flavor slowly into our payasam. Now you don't have to do my method. There is a harder method, which is using a brass or that pan that I use to decorate our vegetables. You could use that. That takes longer time and it is a lot of effort. If you haven't had your workout for the day, use one of those and it is going to be a beautiful workout and you will feel it and you can enjoy it at the end without having that guilty feeling that you did not do much of a workout. Okay, these are our workout while cooking at home. Okay, see, oh, can you guys smell this? Let me just send this to you guys. Okay, wonderful, beautiful. It matches with my blouse and sari. Yes. Is there any questions so far, or do you guys like anything in specific like you'd like to know about? Anything that I can maybe help, or are we good? Okay, so today I'm going to talk about cardamom. Now there's the black cardamom and the green cardamom. Now I have the green cardamom ready to go here. So I store it in a small containers like so for easy access. And these cans are very easily insertable into your drawer. So in case if you like to organize your spices, it's clear so you can see what it is and you can take it out and just store it as much as, or use it as little or as much as you want. Okay. Alright you guys, alright, we are coming so close to finishing this dessert. Slow cooking this, it actually adds flavor to this dish. I mean that just when you reduce that coconut milk into your jaggery and your jackfruit, it absorbs so well that you'll be amazed. Have you guys ever visited Kerala? Are you aware of where Kerala is? It's at the very bottom of India. It's very south tip of India. So if you guys have ever visited or you like to go somewhere tropical, somewhere green like Oregon, definitely try visiting Kerala. Not during this COVID time, no. I do not encourage anybody to visit or travel during this COVID time. I said coconut time. Did you notice that? But definitely that is a destination that you guys should definitely check out. We live as close to the earth, equator, and so it is pretty humid there, so prepare. Why is cardamom so expensive? Now the flavor, have you seen a cardamom plant and do you know how hard it is to extract or to pluck all those? It is really hard to grow healthy cardamom plants. So I do have a video of that also, and I show you varieties of cardamom plants and cardamom, how it is grown and how they take it out, the process of getting it cleaned and getting it to the market. So check out Curry TV and you'll see all those videos. And please do subscribe or follow this channel so that you guys can enjoy more of these kind of variety special cuisines. I mean, I try to show us as versatile as possible. So far I have shown what is it? I have shown a breakfast item, a traditional basic Indian cooking. That was our first ever video. I have shown a couple of seafood items using earthen pots and its benefits, how to season. That is also in there. What else have we done? Like I mentioned, using the latest technology to make your life so much easier. Using air fryer to make your gobi Manchurian, chili chicken, all that kind of stuff. That is very easy. So those are some of the things that we do. So please encourage me through subscribing or following that bell button, and so that you will be notified next time. Okay. So the quantity, you guys, it is coming very close. It is so thick. Just look. It's just smoothly just comes out like that. So beautiful. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to add our second extract of coconut milk. Okay. Let's add that. And I did have it separated out so that you guys can understand how thick, how light it is, coconut milk is. And when you reduce it down, that water level that we poured into the grated coconut, and then reduce it down, and you get that nice coconut flavor. You could use almond milk in this actually. Instead of coconut milk, you could use almond milk. You could use, instead of using coconut meat itself, you could use a young coconut meat, and that also is very flavorful. So alternatives or substitutions, everything I can suggest in case if you guys like. And cooking is always fun. It's never a right or wrong way. It's what you like. So feel free to change things around according to your desire, because my taste buds are totally different from yours, right? So there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't change it. Try it, and if you don't like it, keep that in your mind, what you liked about it and what you don't like about it. It's just like the spiciness. How spicy would you like it? How mild would you like it? That is totally up to you. You are the chef. You are the person who's the best to judge what you like and what your body doesn't like. So try it out. Don't be hesitant. Oop, spill a little bit of spill here, guys. But so far so good. Just ever so lightly. Okay. I'm just going to increase just a tiny bit, okay? Just a tiny bit. Wonderful. Haha. It smells amazing. How are we doing on the audio, you guys? I just want a thumbs up or a thumbs down. How are we doing? Are you guys able to follow me along? Is there any technical issues that you guys are running into? By the way, I do have this stored. You could visit curry.live to check out my previous videos, and we'll see you there. Yeah, did you like my thumbnail photo? Was that curious enough, or were you surprised? What the heck is she holding? And if you saw, that was my husband who actually gave me I was just boom, it's just so heavy, right? It was a fun experience, and my son took that picture, so it is very fun to watch that. I like to share these kind of moments with you guys. So this is what you get when you follow us, right? Our channel is absolutely different, and I try to bring as a variety of contents possible to you guys, so it is entertaining and knowledgeable, and just curious, right? So you see there's a small crust forming on the side of our pan. That is letting us know it is ready for the first extract, first milk, coconut milk. So that's what we're going to pour, and in goes our coconut milk. Okay, would you guys like to have one more screenshot of our ingredients? I will have that coming up pretty soon, so that if you are so in love with this payasam as we are, make it, try it, keep it in your phone, keep it in your desktop, follow this recipe, and let me know in the comments if you liked it, if you made it. Add it to Instagram or whatever social media you want, and tag me along with it. Leave a comment down, and check out Curry TV on Instagram, and I'm there. I like to hear your comments. I like to engage in a conversation with you guys, give you ideas and meal plan preparations and everything like that coming your way soon. Right? Okay, you guys, see how it is bubbling? The bubble formation has changed. My close-up crew is going to take a look here and give you a close-up of our payasam here in just a bit. Here the payasam close-up is coming up to show you the thickness, the consistency of our payasam, right? At this time, I like to add just a tad bit. Even if you're making dessert, you need some salt to balance that sugar. Okay, it will be amazing. That is a tip. You guys definitely have to try that out. Now, if you're using unsalted butter, that is only if you're using unsalted butter, use that small pinch of salt in there. Now, if you're using salted butter, then you don't have to do that. But like I said, ghee is the perfect oil or clarified butter that enhances the flavor next level. So that's why I just want to give you that option. I did turn my stove off here, please, just right now. Okay, and I'm just going to pour all of this to the side, and then we're going to crush a few of the our whole spices, and then we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, into our mortar and pestle, right? Use how many cups of jackfruit you use. So if you used 5 cups of jackfruit, then you use 5 cardamom pods to season this. Okay, so I am using, there's 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay, let's do that. Now this is the cumin, the jeera. There is varieties out there. So there's the shah jeera, which is used for cakes, if you were following us last time. This is usually for avial, that is a very blended mixed vegetable stir fry. It is used to make remedies at home. If you have cough, sore throat, this is really good. If you have tummy ache, this is really good. There's multiple purpose for all these whole spices. So we are just going to use a pinch of our cumin in our dish here. So change things around as however, like if you don't like that cumin flavor, use just a little bit, just a tiny bit, but don't opt out of it, because it does have a flavor enhancement to this payasam. Okay, we're just going to crush it. Now when you use a mortar and pestle, you can use a small pointy side to crush together all that whole spices, where if you were to crush your garlic, your ginger, your shallots, pole onions, whatever, then you use the wider side of it. Okay, you guys, it has been so much fun. You know that? When is black cardamom used? We use black cardamom for biryanis, to make meat masalas, especially for North Indian cuisines. There's a lot of black pepper used. It does have just a tad bit of spiciness in there. It's totally different from the green cardamom. And the green cardamom, you can add it in a masala chai like we showed you last time, with egg puffs and stuff. That is a great combination. So cardamom for masala, the blend of spices that we use to make garam masala, meat masala, desserts and stuff, cake, it is very best to use the green cardamom. The black cardamom is used to marinate your meat or to make your biryani masala to flavor your rice and to layer your rice with lots of other whole spices. Black cardamom is used, and like I mentioned, in North Indian cuisines also we use a lot of black cardamom. Do you know how many whole spices are out there? Does anybody know? It is always curious to me because I'm always learning about different varieties of whole spices that is used all over, because it might be not common to India, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It does exist in a different land, in a different form, in a different flavor. So I like to learn from that, incorporate that. So as I got, and one of the examples is lemongrass. It has a distinctive flavor to the dish, right? Especially for Thai cuisines, or even in Philippines, there's a lot of cuisines that is used with lemongrass, and it is so much to tenderize your meat, especially for satay chicken. That is a very key ingredient that they use, and I actually played with it, and I have a recipe. Actually, it's in the pipeline, and I like to show that in the coming videos how I incorporated an Asian, or even though we are all from the continent of Asia, but how the Thai influenced lemongrass stuff used in Indian cooking, and it was so much fun, you guys. It is amazing. So play with all these flavors and you'll be surprised what you come up with. Absolutely fun. So what I'm doing right now here, you guys, just taking out that cardamom pop shell, just the shell by itself, so you don't have anything to bite into it and you had pick it, it won't be as smooth of an enjoyment as we would just adding this powder. So I'm just going to keep this to the side. Don't throw this away. Actually, this itself is good. So when you would like to store the cardamom shell in your sugar, it prevents from ants to get in and also flavors your sugar. Did you know that? That is a tip, another tip that we use on a day-to-day. Okay. Oh, okay. Beautiful. So I got all of our cumin and our green cardamom powdered, nice powder. Okay, this very, very fine powder here. Okay, into that we're going to use just half a teaspoon, not even half. We don't even need that much dried ginger. Because you're consuming jackfruit, you might feel bloated. You might feel to the full, you don't usually consume payasam that on a day-to-day basis. So you don't want your upset your tummy. So we actually plan that and added just a tiny tiny bit of dried ginger in our spice blend, and just give it a good whip. Whoop, 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 whoop. Mix it all up, and when you use a mortar and pestle, it just enhances another flavor level. I mean, blender, blendtec, grinder, or food processor makes our life a lot easier, but this, my friend, it does have benefits. Okay, try this. Now let's add all of this into our payasam. How are we doing? Okay, we are almost done here. Okay, let's mix it all up, and then let's add in our garnishing features that we already have prepared ahead. Let's add all of this into our payasam and stir it well. And that black stuff, you guys, that is the clarified butter. So if you really like that flavor, just pour some of this payasam into your bowl, just put it back into this, and you are good to go. All right. Beautiful. We are almost done with our payasam. If you would like, you could add a tab of butter in here. Let's just turn it off and just a last minute boil and good. We're good to go. Our dish is done, you guys. We are ready to serve. That last bit of bubble is coming up. After you pour in your first extract of coconut milk, you do not want to let that boil so that it starts to separate out. But right now, we are good, buddy. This is done. So we are done with this dish. Have a beautiful, it's so hot right now, so you can't taste it right away, but give it a minute and you can keep it in your fridge and enjoy the next day as well. And I hope you enjoyed this recipe and we'll try it out. I'll see you next time, next Monday at 5 p.m. Thank you guys. Bye.